Hello ladies, it's Beth from Be Styled and it's time for Tipsy Tuesday. And I realized I haven't introduced myself in a while, so if you're new here, I figured I should tell you who I am and why I'm here. My name is Beth and I'm the founder of Be Styled Personal Styling, and I've been a personal style coach for about 10 years now. And I help women, primarily women over 50, everyday women like you and me, use clothing and their wardrobe and the just get dressed habit to have a better day, to have better style. So that's who I am, and I come on every Tuesday live on Facebook to share some tips. And today I want to talk about a popular topic, I guess, a topic I get a lot of questions about, and that is body shape dressing, dressing your body shape. And in particular, I want to address the concern that so many of us over 50, going through menopause, premenopause, postmenopause, the possibility of an expanding midsection and how to mask that, camouflage it, and dress it so that you look and feel your best. Okay, so, but first things first is you kind of have to know your body type. And there's a lot of information out there. You can go on and, Google body type, take quizzes. I like to keep it simple. I like to go with 4 different body types. Basically, there are 2 kind of straight body types and 2 curvy body types. The 2 straight body types are the apple and the rectangle. And basically, a rectangle, I'm a rectangle, have shoulders. What you're going to do if you don't know what your body type is, just get undressed and look in a mirror. You don't have to have a calculator or anything. You look at your shoulders and your bust, but really your shoulders and your hips. And if they are about the same and you do not have a very defined waist, like me, see, I do not have a defined waist. I'm a rectangle, okay? So that's a straight figure. An apple, a lot of times have a larger upper body, very narrow hips relative to their upper body, and a full midsection. Those are apples. A lot of times they have very slim legs and slim arms. That's the apple type. That is also a straight figure. Now the 2 curvy figures, curvy is not plus size. Do not let anyone use the word curvy to describe a plus size woman. You can be plus size in any of these 4 body types. Curvy just means that for an hourglass, for example, shoulders, hips are about the same. You don't have to really measure. You can just look and see that they're about the same, but they have a very defined waist. Even if they've gained weight in their midsection, there is still a definition in their waist. That's what makes them curvy, right? Okay, so that's an hourglass. And then you have the pear where the shoulders and the top are smaller than the hips and the bottom thighs. Okay, it's pretty simple. And that's also a curvy shape. So when hourglasses and pears are shopping for pants, it's great for them to find a curvy cut, because a curvy cut pant is going to be cut with a smaller waist with more room in the hips and thighs. Whereas someone like me who's straight, I wouldn't be able to button them, right? Because I don't have that, I don't have that differential between my hips and my waist. I would need more of a straight cut. And same with apples. They need more of a straight cut so that otherwise it's too tight. So if you get the gap in the back in your pants, you're probably a curvy apple pear or hourglass. Okay? That's in a nutshell. Know your body shape, okay? But now one thing that happens in menopause, and not all the time, but it's very common, is you don't become an apple, but you become more apple-like in that, midsections get larger. Now, one caveat though, if you fall into one of the 4 shapes, some people are versions of them or don't fit perfectly, but your shape doesn't change based on your size or your weight. Body shape has nothing to do with weight, okay? You could be a size 2 pear or a size 22 pear. You could be a size 2 rectangle or a size 22 rectangle. You know what I mean? It's not a function of your weight. It is your skeletal structure and where fat naturally collects on your body. And it doesn't change based on your weight. And you can't diet yourself out of a certain body shape or into another body shape. Okay, that's something very important to keep in mind. And there is no, low battery, there's no ideal body shape either. They all have their own challenges, okay? So you don't get a prize if you're an hourglass, okay? Some people say that hourglasses are the thing about an hourglass is they have that balance. And dressing and creating great outfits is all about balance and creating balance where you don't have it, or maintaining balance or accentuating the balance where you do have it. That's what it's all about. Now, let's talk about what happens when you do have that midsection and some tips and tricks that you can all use to help mask the midsection area. Okay? Are you with me? First of all, structure, ladies. Structure is your friend. And by structure, I don't mean stiff or all buttoned up. I just mean clothing that gives you some shape, even if you don't have it. Doesn't cling, isn't tight, but it just creates some shape as opposed to just big and baggy. If you have a big midsection and you throw on a big oversized shirt, you're going to look bigger. You're going to want to have, but you're also not going to be looking to be all clingy either. You don't want to cling. No one wants that. That feels terrible. You want to find that structure that creates the shape, that follows your natural lines if you have those curvy shape, that curve shape and balanced shape, or kind of create the illusions of it. Okay? Now, structure can come in many different ways, and we're going to talk about that later. But you want some structure to mask a midsection. High-waisted pants. Don't hang up on me here. I know a lot of women our age cannot stand high-waist pants. High waist is relative. You know, it all depends on your torso, which is your vertical body shape. The other ones, the fruit ones, are your horizontal body shape. Your vertical is your, I call it your waistedness. Like, are you long-waisted, short-waisted, or proportionate? They're all easy ways to figure that out. If you've been living in your body as long as I have, you probably know if you're long-waisted or short-waisted, okay? But high-rise jeans are relative to what kind of waist you have. You might find let's say a 10-inch rise, which in the world of retail is sort of a mid on the lower side in this day and age. But if you have a short torso, that's going to fit like a high-rise without being, up to your boobs. But the beauty of a high rise on your body is it's going to make your legs look longer, and it's going to suck in that midsection, as opposed to a mid or low rise. It's going to cut right into your midsection and have stuff spill over, creating the muffin top. Okay, so don't be afraid of high rise. Just find the right rise for you. I think it's your belly button. Use your belly button. That's just kind of a rule of thumb. Right around your belly button is a great rule of thumb. But the key is just you got to try. Take mirror selfies until you find the right rise for you, and then write it down and keep it in mind. I've talked about that in the past. Okay, fabrics. You want fabrics that don't cling. Again, it comes back to the structure that follow your curves, follow your lines, that accentuate your positive and don't cling and accentuate the things you want to detract from. Okay. Yeah, that goes without saying. A little bit of stretch goes a long way, but too much stretch is where you're going to get to, it isn't good either. You want enough stretch that you're still maintaining structure. Okay. So that you're comfortable, right? Comfort is important. This next one is my favorite. I think this is number 6. Use layering strategically. Now, I know it's summer and layering is hard, but we're going into the fall, thankfully, right? Because layering is your best weapon when it comes to hiding in midsection. Okay, examples. A cardigan. Sweaters, cardigans, vests, jackets that can create that structured, that form, that creates some shape, and give an open, vertical line up and down is going to be very flattering to your midsection. And what you could do is put like a darker color top underneath it, or a top that's in the similar shade as your bottom, so you're not drawing attention to your midsection. And then when you put a layer over that, your midsection basically disappears. It really works. So a dark layer that's fitted, and then that's in the same color tone. It can be, monochrome dressing is fantastic, that column of color, or just close, dark wash jeans and a dark top. and then you put that jacket on that kind of nips in at the waist a little bit. It doesn't have to be belted and all, tight, but just has some structure and creates that vertical line over your darker top. It doesn't have to be dark, but anyway, over another a layer underneath that's kind of sucking you in. And that's the best tip out there for masking a midsection, using layers strategically. Necklines are important. Neckline is going to depend on your body type. But the rule of thumb is a little bit of an open neckline is going to, help to mask a midsection, because it's going to draw the eye up away from your midsection, and it's going to create that vertical line. Plus you can then add necklaces, do anything to draw things up to your beautiful face. Okay. Things like ruffles on your shoulders. That's a trick if you're a pear, for example, pear shape, and you want to add some balance. So when you're a pear shape, remember you're smaller on top, larger on bottom. By adding a little ruffle detail to your shoulder, you're creating some volume on the top, which is doing what? It's creating balance. It's creating that illusion of balance by adding some volume on top, whether it's with a ruffle, some, a detail on the top of your blouse or whatever, that can add some balance to your bottom half. That's a trick. But the reverse of that, if you're an apple or you have very broad shoulders and narrow hips, you don't want to do that, right? It's the inverse. You don't want to add doodads and ruffles because you're going to look top heavy, right? You want to do the reverse. You want to minimize your top. You want to just wear like a simple top, maybe darker color, simple top, and then have fun on your bottoms with your narrow hips. Maybe add a skirt or a pair of palazzo pants with a pattern. That's going to create that balance, okay? All right, tucking. Tucking or not tucking, I want to demonstrate something. If you have a midsection, a lot of people say, I have a belly, I don't want to tuck. That is absolutely fine. I would challenge you, though, to at least try. Depending on the pants you're wearing, I'm wearing a pair of Spanx. These are the Spanx twill pants that have like a but a sucking in Spanx technologies. And they're very comfortable. I mean, I could do yoga in these. I link them. I'm wearing a blouse that's not skin tight, so it is easy to tuck and mask a belly without, really tucking in a lot. If you don't want to tuck at all, look for a blouse. I'll lower my camera a little bit. Here's an example. The one I happen to have on is an example where it's not too long. It's not coming down to here, because then I'm getting into tent territory, and with these, wide leg pants, the proportions are all thrown off, right? Look for a top that's going to hit you right at like your hip bones is a good rule of thumb. It's just going to flow over your midsection and hit it around at your hip bones. And I like a little bit of a curved or shirt tail hem like this versus going straight across, because that straight across line, it can work sometimes, but a little bit of a curve is going to just be more flattering. Now, here's a trick using a layer, that strategic layering. If you're untucked, like I am here, and you want to cheat a waist, kind of create a waist with your layer. Here's an example of a cardigan that is structured. This is not a big, loose cardigan. This is a cardigan in a fabulous color. My top and my cardigan are brand new from the new Cabby collection. I've linked them, but this pink, and what I love about Cabby is, everything is intended to work together, kind of like your animals, right? So the colors are perfect. But what you could do with this outfit is, if you don't want to tuck, wearing a cardigan with this structure, it's not all loose and oversized. It hits me right at my waist, where my waist would be if I had one, and it creates that illusion of a waist while leaving my shirt untucked. Or you could tuck it in, but either way works. Okay, so you're trying to kind of create a waist even if it's gotten larger or you just naturally don't have a defined waist. Okay, So that was my next one. The layers, the right length of your shirt. All right, that was the tucking. I'm sorry. Tucking and the length of your shirt. We just covered both those. That's key. And I can't tell you exactly what length you need, but you can try on tops and determine what your sweet spot is. And that gives you a good rule of thumb. And if you're in my private style group, if you're not sure what your body type is, if you're not sure, about these lengths and whatnot, you can ask me there, okay? And I can give you that personal attention. Next, color and pattern play. Patterns, let's start with patterns since I'm wearing a pattern. I'm too warm to wear the sweater. But patterns are a great way to create some balance and keep the eye moving to just detract from a midsection. And this is a great example. The key with the pattern, if you're trying to minimize something, is you don't want it to be a large pattern. Large patterns are going to technically make that area look potentially larger. It's going to throw off the balance, in other words. So if your intention is to make that part of the body smaller, look for tighter prints like this. And a tight print keeps the eye moving, similar to like a leopard print. Obviously stripes, vertical stripes are going to be your friend. I'm seeing a lot of vertical stripes this season too. And yes, horizontal stripes, as long as they are thin horizontal light stripes, they're not going to make you look wider. A thick horizontal stripe technically might make that part of your body look wider, yes. But a skinny stripe keeps the eye moving, and I believe it does not make that part of the body look wider. Okay, but play with pattern. So if your upper body if you're, say, again, a pear shape, and you want to draw attention to your upper body, make it, detract from the lower body, patterns are a great way to do that. Then maybe a solid pant, maybe in a darker color if you're a pear. On the reverse, if you are an apple, you might want to have your pattern on the bottom. You might want to have a pair of, again, like I said earlier, a pair of patterned pants or a pair of striped pants or, a palazzo pants with some volume on the bottom, and then keep the top solid, maybe a darker color or just a solid color, maybe a neutral that works with that pattern on the bottom. It's another trick, okay? Gotta follow my notes here. So that's talking about color and pattern and using those to add balance and mask that midsection. Okay, that was 10. I went through all 10 tips. All right. Does anyone have any questions? If you have any questions, at all about this, hopefully you're able to follow me and the way my little brain works. Just post them here and I'll answer as many as I can. Or if I don't see them here, I'll answer them. I'll type in the answer. But if you're looking for that personal attention, I have my style system program. The fall one is coming soon. The summer one is winding down. But if you're already in the summer program, I'm always here to answer these questions and give you that one-on-one attention. But just keep in mind, it's not about perfection, ladies. This isn't about following rules and saying, I'm an apple, so I can't wear patterned tops. That's not what I'm saying. Or I'm a pear and I can't wear those fantastic patterned bottoms that I love. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just be aware of balance and proportion if you're looking at an outfit, if you're looking at you're in the mirror, or better yet, at an outfit selfie, and you're thinking, this doesn't look right. I look top heavy. I look bottom heavy. My boobs look so big. My butt looks too small or too big, or my head, whatever it is, figure out, okay, what component could I change here? Where could I add volume? Where could I add pattern? Where could I add a darker color to create that balance and switch things around? And at the end of the day, if you look in the mirror and you like what you see, that's all that really matters, right? Don't worry about the rules. Just don't worry about perfection. But think about these in the back of your mind if you're looking to make tweaks, okay? I hope this was helpful. I hope you're having a great day, a great summer day. And again, any questions, let me know. In the meantime, go just get dressed. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.